Hello everyone, welcome to today's story. A young woman with no family by her side, weakened after long days of illness. Will she find the courage to reach for happiness with James? The gentle man who once too caused her pain? Or will her heart falter toward Tung, the steadfast childhood friend, always ready to protect her until the very end? Stay with me until the end of this episode to find out. And if you too feel for Diep's story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. After endless days surrounded by the sharp scent of disinfectant and the cold white glare of hospital lights, the doctors finally allowed Diep to return home for further recovery. The closing doors of the hospital marked the beginning of a new journey, a journey of fragility and hope. On the car ride back to the countryside, Diep sat quietly beside James. Weariness etched itself across every line of her face, leaving her with just enough strength to close her eyes halfway, as if to shut out all the noise of the world outside. Strands of hair fell loosely across her pale cheeks, catching the faint sunlight streaming through the window. In that moment, she seemed like a fragile petal, so delicate that even the gentlest breeze could carry her away. At the wheel, James remained silent, but his gaze never once drifted from her. Each time the tires rolled over a small bump, he eased the car to a slower pace, guiding it as smoothly as possible. In his heart lingered only one fear: that even the slightest jolt might deepen her exhaustion and pain. At the quiet farmhouse, as dusk began to fall, James's mother had already been there since early afternoon. Her simple red silk blouse shimmered softly in the fading light, while her hands moved quickly, sweeping the yard, chopping vegetables for the chickens, watering the plants. Every gesture, familiar yet hurried, carried a tender care, as though she longed to make up in some way for the young girl who had just returned from illness. The farm was steeped in the sounds of daily life, the steady clatter of a knife, the trickle of water, the chirping of chicks calling for their mother. From the trellis in the front yard, warm yellow bulbs had been lit, casting a gentle glow over the humble meal she had just laid out. There she sat, quietly beneath the canopy of vines, her eyes drifting now and then toward the gate, waiting for the sound of returning footsteps. And then, the hum of an engine broke the stillness of the yard. The car rolled in slowly and came to a stop. James stepped out, gently opening the door to help Diep, her figure still pale and fragile. At that moment, his mother's eyes lit up, glistening with tears. She sprang to her feet, hurrying toward them, her voice trembling with both worry and affection. "You're home so late. Diep, are you very tired? You must be hungry. Come inside. Let's have dinner." The countryside night was quiet, lit only by the warm glow of a yellow lamp hanging from the trellis, its light spilling gently over the steaming dishes on the table. That shimmering glow seemed to lay a soft warmth across each face. On the simple bamboo table, steamed fish, boiled greens, and a hot soup were neatly arranged. Ordinary dishes, yet filled with love. James gently picked up a piece of fish and placed it in Diep's bowl. His voice was low and tender, as if afraid the night breeze might carry it away. "Eat a little more, so you'll regain your strength soon." Across from them, his mother's hands moved quickly as she ladled a bowl of soup for Diep. Her eyes glistened, brimming with both sorrow and affection. "You've grown far too thin. From now on, you must take care of your health and stop working so hard. After you eat, go rest early so you'll recover faster." Diep lowered her head, her hands trembling as she held the bowl of rice. Each bite seemed to catch in her throat. It had been so long since she'd truly felt the shelter of a home. Tears welled in her eyes, but she fought to hold them back, managing only a small, grateful smile. The scene was simple, yet overflowing. The golden lamplight, the soft chorus of insects outside in the garden, the comforting aroma of rice and soup. All blended into a hymn of peace, where a fragile young woman had at last found the warmth of family. The rural night lay still, lit only by the yellow lamp hanging from the trellis, casting its glow over the small courtyard. Exhausted, Diep leaned against James as he gently guided her into the bedroom. The door closed softly, leaving behind a vast silence after the reunion meal. Then came the sound of footsteps at the bamboo gate. Tung appeared, his face taut with tension. He strode straight into the yard, his eyes darkening the moment they fell on James. Without a greeting, his voice cut through the night, each word heavy with long-suppressed anger. "James, why is it that time and again you let Diep suffer? From hospitals to tears, when will she ever find peace?" James froze, his gaze dropping to the ground. Under the flickering yellow light, the shadows of the two men stretched long across the dirt floor, facing each other like opposing forces. One burning with fury and determination to protect, the other weighed down by remorse, unable to offer any defense. The small room lay in the flicker of an oil lamp, the night wind whistling through the cracks in the wooden walls, carrying with it a creeping chill. Diep rested on the old bamboo bed, her thin face sunk into a restless sleep. Beside her, James leaned against the wall, his hands clutching her frail fingers, trembling as if letting go meant losing her forever. Tung's words still cut into James's heart like blades. He lifted his gaze to the dark wooden ceiling, his eyes rimmed red, his sigh heavy with despair. Perhaps Tung is right. I'm not good enough to bring her happiness. I've let her suffer far too much already. He bent down, whispering by Diep's ear, a confession meant only for the night. I'm sorry for all that I've made you endure. If I could, I'd take every ounce of this pain upon myself instead of you. James's face blurred in the sheen of his tears, yet his grip on her hand never loosened, pouring into her the warmth of a heart heavy with remorse. In that moment, one could see clearly. This was no longer a successful businessman, but simply a man powerless, yearning to hold on to love, even if it meant bearing all the pain himself.